had a young woman send me a little gift to Fox 5. And I opened it, and I get a lot of gifts. And thank you for those who send these to so many gifts to me. This one in particularly caught my eye, only because, too, I have kids here. I have the challenge of having kids here that are and trying to teach them Farsi and expose them to Farsi. So when I saw what Miss Mona Kiani sent me, it made me very, very happy. Mona June, hello.
Hi, salam, Khubi.
It's so good to finally see you after all these months.
You too. Well, I see you all the time, so.
Well, that's right. I kind of am like a little bit of an overload in one space all the time, but hey, it's part of my job. Let me take a moment to introduce you, and I even found them.
Yay!
I even found them. A few months ago, I opened a little package, and I saw these books, and they're called Englisi Farsi. This beauty right here, her name is Mona. She's the young lady behind these. And as I quickly picked up the books and I started reading them, I'm like, no way, look what she created. I'll let you explain it, but the reason I really wanted to bring you back here, Mona June, is I tagged you and I showed when you gave this gift, and I opened it live when I was at Fox. And I can't tell you how many messages I got from people, and I still get to this day. They keep asking me, tell me more about those books. Tell me more about those books. Okay. So I'm sorry it took so long. We had a lot of breaking news since 2020.
Some situations, yes.
Some situations. So it took a second to get you on here. But I really want our friends, especially those who struggle like me, to keep the Farsi language alive with this next generation. Tell us a little bit about your project. What did you do?
Thank you, Shally Zomorodi. What a kind introduction. Well, same situation. I was born in Taiwan. Both my parents are Iranian. And I mean, obviously, when I was a youth, I didn't really have any interest in it. As you can imagine, I wanted to integrate into Western society, and I just poo-pooed everything Persian. Fast forward 5 years ago, I was pregnant with my son, and all of a sudden I was really yearning to speak to him in Persian, in my mother tongue, because that's what my mom spoke to me in. And all of a sudden I realized I wasn't equipped. So I actually made these books as a labor of love for my own family. Both of my brothers have married non-Iranians, and my spouse is non-Iranian. He's actually Singaporean.
Oh, wow.
Yes, very multicultural. And so I just sort of started creating like a list of words and transliterating them because my fluency wasn't so great. And it evolved into this project, which I couldn't have even imagined 5 years ago. So yeah, that's how it all came about. And now we're just working on more and more titles and getting more and more requests. And it's really just to help me and my family speak Persian in our household.
So when I'm going to hide these comments just for a few minutes because they're kind of covering you, and I just want to be able to see you for a minute so everybody can see who you are, and then we'll turn the comments down up so people have questions. You know, what I love about this is just as you have this story with Farsi, and I know I get poked here a lot. Every time I go live, it seems like Iran just floods here and says, speak Farsi, speak Farsi, speak Farsi. Yeah. And I've explained time and time again, Farsi was my first language. When my mom came here from Iran, I mean, obviously that was the only language that she spoke. Yes. But very quickly, you obviously assimilate to the culture that you're in, and you need to learn to speak the language that you're living in.
Of course. It's essential.
So right? You have to. So even with our children, as much as we speak Farsi, and all the grandparents and my husband and I try to speak Farsi as much as we can to the kids, you know, but I remember the day my first came to me and said, Mommy, no Farsi, English, please. But I could kind of understand, because when they went to school, they wanted to be like the other kids. They wanted to be able to speak. They don't understand, Mona June, how cool it is to speak another language.
It's so good. It's so useful as well. It's really useful, especially in awkward situations. But I was exactly the same. I was a Persian school dropout. I hated the classes. I poo-pooed my mom. Like all of that, I did it. And now full circle, now my son's doing it. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I get it. I did the same thing. I hated Persian language class. I used to cry.
yeah.
When I became a little bit, when I got older in my 20s, I think it was in my late teens, I barely listened to Persian music. You wouldn't believe that with the amount of Persian dancing that I do to music, right? I could barely speak Farsi. And after I met my husband, who is full Iranian, I forced myself and re-taught myself how to speak Farsi again. I try to teach my kids. And when I remember when they were born, I was looking for resources to be able, and all the books were written in Farsi. And I'm like, how am I going to teach them how to do this?
Yeah. That's totally exactly my train of thoughts as well. Yeah, I couldn't have.
So
I feel like
what did you do then? What came up with this idea? And then if you want to explain, I can open the book and kind of show people what you did, or if you have a book.
Here's one I prepared earlier.
Okay.
So
Really,
this
one.
the reason behind, yes, virtues. This is one of my favorites. So my son loves the animal book, but I really want him to learn this one because it's all the qualities I want him to emulate. But
okay.
Really, it's the key with our books is really that they're different because they are catered towards an English speaker. So they are they're right to left rather than left to right, which is obviously the Persian way of reading. But not only that, they are ordered in an English speaking way. So if you look at the beginning, yes, the A to Z is actually in the English order, not in the Persian order. So it's not Aleph, Be, Pe, Te. It's actually Aleph, it's all the way to Z, and then the Kh, Ghs, and Rs, like the ones that roll off your tongue that aren't in English, I put them as a little special section here with all the vowels. So it took me about 1.5 years to refine this. I know it seems really trivial, but I'm a bit OCD. I'm a pharmacist by profession. And so I actually did a full lit review of all of the resources available and realized there wasn't any. So I decided to make it for my family, and then it evolved into this big project where we ship all over the world now. I mean, a lot of our orders are from America, but I've had orders in Italy, Sweden, connecting with Iranian diaspora all over the world. And the reason it's because it has the Persian, the English, and the phonetic Persian, which I like to call Englisi.
Englisi, that's my style of talking, is a Englisi style talking.
Me too. I throw in a few Persian words and then mix it all up. But.
Yes, because then you're able to still be able to communicate. And if you're somebody who's trying to learn how to speak Farsi, you're married to somebody who speaks Farsi, you're dating somebody and you want to learn, it's not just for kids, but like I show you, for example, like when it says like forgiveness, I think this shows up backwards, but then you can phonetically look at how you put that there.
Godash.
And it's very easy for somebody who doesn't speak Farsi, because we understand what this sounds like in English, to be able to sound that out. This is brilliant.
Well, it was really for my husband as well to be involved. So I really wanted him to be part of it.
Yes. And he understands this now, or?
Yeah, he reads it. I've got footage of him reading it, reading words he's never seen before, and almost he struggles with the ghs and the khs, but
yeah, I get anybody who doesn't speak Farsi, like when I speak at Fox 5, they're like
yeah, totally.
But they get it.
But I mean, for the most part.
So you can try this if you don't speak Farsi and you're watching right now. I know it's backwards, but this is love, and if you wanted to say love, it's ESHGH, and if you sound that, it would be ish. Oh, Shaya, come here. Ish. So, hi, Shyla. Oh, look who's here. Princess is here. Oh, gosh. She's going to hijack. Shyla, can you say hi to Mona June?
Hello, Khubi.
Shyla, can you say hi?
Hi,
Arshaya.
June.
I wanted to see if my son will come up, who's a reader.
Yeah.
Oh, did you just take my books? Oh yes, you want to go read these the nice books? Our Shy, can you go tell Shy to come here? No? Shy. I think he's disappeared. Um, so you have the under the sea, you have the fruit, the vegetables, my non-Persian friend, sabzijat. Look how easy. I
Yeah,
love this.
got it.
Hayvanat.
Yeah.
You have the virtues, which seems like your thickest one, and I love this, but it really gives people the opportunity to be able to, not only if you're a kid and you're like a mom that you're trying to teach your kids Farsi, like excellence, Ali. Oh, come here, Arshaya. Let's test out this book. But I love that you did this, because I haven't seen anything like this, Mona June. I really haven't, and I searched for a while to find things for kids, right?
So I've been looking for a long time.
Are they only on paperback, or can people do it electronically as well?
Actually, funny you ask it. We're available on iBooks, so if you want an instant download, you can download them on any Apple product, and you get an iBook. And it also has pronunciation, so it's an
it does.
Yeah,
it's an audio. Okay.
Yeah,
and this is called Englisi Farsi. That's what it's called if people want to look you up.
Yeah, that's right. Totally.
Okay.
It's spelled how it sounded. Yeah.
It's okay. I want Arshaya to try a few of these just to see if they work. This is my Shy. Come say hi. This is Mona, and she wrote these books, and she sent them for you guys so that you can learn how to say Farsi words, but you use them using English words, which you're more familiar with because you haven't learned to. You speak Farsi, you hear Farsi, but you never learned to read and write Farsi. So this is kind of cool. And you want to try a few of these? Do you want to try? Let's see if we can find one. Okay, so I'm going to show Arshaya this one. So Arshaya, what does this say? What is that in English?
Duck.
Duck. And then what does that mean in Farsi? How do you say duck in Farsi? Or duck. Or duck. Look over there. Or duck. Look over there and say or duck. You're being shy. He was doing these really, really well. Okay, what about this one? Do you know what this one is, Arshaya? This is a
Hen.
Hen would be what in Farsi?
Morg.